Hello Commanders and welcome to this Star Wars Legion Battle Report brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today we have our first Legion game on the channel. Fraser kindly joined me for an 800 point game to show off, hopefully, my invasion force that I've been working on over the last couple of months. So this is what happened. I will point out this is only my fourth game of Legion, so still very new to it. A few triggers were missed, but I'm picking things up as we go along. For deployment, myself and Fraser went with our core first, trying to really get into a position to get those objectives early, whilst holding back our big pieces to see where the other placements so that we could react to them. Anakin ended up being deployed within the LA-80, and Grievous and the MagnaGuard ended up right in the middle of the troops, ready to react to wherever that LA-80 ended up going. So quite a cagey affair in there, but also ready to pounce when the opportunity strikes. For this 800 point game, Fraser is bringing his Republic with Anakin Skywalker leading the charge with Saber Throw, Force Choke, Seized Initiative and Endurance. He's backed up by Captain Rex with Up Close and Personal. He has 2 Phase 2 clone trooper units, both with Overwatch, one with the Phase 2 mortar and one with a clone medic, a Phase 1 clone trooper unit with no upgrades, 2 ARC trooper units, both equipped with JT-12 jetpacks, targeting scopes and the offensive push, and rounding the list off we have the LA-AT patrol transport with armor-piercing shells and clone shock trooper pilot. For my list, I'm using the Invasion Separatist force, so that's Grievous at the front with aggressive tactics, commanding presence, DT-57 and Tenacity. 4 units of B1 Battle Droids, all with the E5C, and 2 of those units with an additional Battle Droid. We have the MagnaGuard with Tenacity, Endurance and the Electro-whip MagnaGuard, a unit of Droidekas, and of course the AAT with a linked targeting array, armor-piercing shells and the OOM-Series Droid. Right, now time to draw those command cards for turn 1, and it's a 2-pip Supreme Commander for myself and the 3-pip Hero of the Clone Wars for Fraser. So that gives me initiative and I can order 2 troopers. So I'm going to order some B1 Battle Droids and use their coordination to get some orders across the board, giving me a bit of flexibility in where I can go. Fraser's obviously going to coordinate Anakin Skywalker and the 2 Phase 2 units so that he can decide exactly when he wants to send those out. Now, with limited visibility as the condition card, our ranges are limited to range 2 at the moment, so those big guns won't get a chance to shoot, and it's going to be not going to be a lot of action this first turn until things do get in range, but we've got some ARC troopers that can move quite speedily, so we'll have to see exactly how many shots we get and if we can see any damage early doors. So first units have moved up, heading towards those objectives. A lot of standbys getting thrown down as, again, nothing's really arranged to wanting to react when they do come up and get those shots off, but it's definitely heading towards those objectives to start with. AAT activated now. Unfortunately, nothing is going to be in range of his guns, and there's a little bit of traffic in front of him, so he can't even push up to sneak a shot with a standby. Really not happy that limited visibility was the condition card, but again, that's the way it goes with Legion. You've got to adapt to the situation as it is. And you know what? It's quite a cool mechanic that you get that. Not going to lie. Kind of enjoy it, but would have loved clear conditions to get some early shots with that big gun that I was so excited to get on the table. Now, as we said earlier, this is the first game of Legion we have actually recorded. We've learned a lot from this recording and a few things we would do differently. So unfortunately, as you can see on the very right hand of the screen, there the camera did move slightly. So we are missing some of the footage for one of the B1 units of the Droidekas there who are looking to flank round the back of that building. But this is still a fantastic game and we've really enjoyed it. We do hope that you enjoy it as well. If you do like what we're doing here at Out of Our Game, please do subscribe to the channel. We will be trying to get some more Legion content up on the channel as soon as possible, as well as our X-Wing content. With Anakin remaining in the LAT, it's time to move Grievous up a little bit, see if he can get close enough to get a nice devastating charge in a later round. Really want to get him into combat and see how good he is with those lightsabers at slicing up clones, or maybe if he gets a chance to slice Anakin up and actually have the match that they never really got to have. So the third unit of B1 Battle Droids have moved up and have managed to get range on those phase ones. So let's have a quick look and see if they can put any hurt in early. Maybe they might be able to wipe out the squad, but the phase ones do have a fair amount of cover, and it is mainly white dice with those B1s. Two crits and a hit going through, not bad for the first engagement. The cover will get rid of that hit, so it's two red dice that those clones are going to have to roll, and it's a blank and a surge. Luckily, Anakin is within range and line of sight and is able to provide the surge to turn that to a block, so one clone trooper down, first blood to the droids. Now for the Republic retaliation, the ARC troopers are coming around that stand of trees there with their tactical one giving them a second aim token. This could be quite painful for the droids. They're only rolling white dice on defense, so we'll see how many of them actually survive this. It's not a particularly great roll on the first one. 3 hits and a surge, but 4 blanks in there. They do have the aim token and can actually re-roll 3 of those dice. So Fraser is most likely going to be trying to get as many hits through as he possibly can. That first aim token adding another 2 hits there for 5 in total so far. So that's a much better set of dice than he had previously. He's still got 1 more aim token if he wants to really try and put the hurt in on those droids. But no luck with that, so spending another surge from Anakin, it's a total of 6 hits on that droid squad. Not going to be enough to wipe them out, but it certainly is likely to cause a lot of damage there. It's not looking good for the B1s. And that's 5 blanks and a surge, and B1s don't get surge, so that is 6 droids down from that unit. Just the unit leader left, wondering what happened to all of his buddies. That's a big powerful retaliation there for that single clone trooper. Well, the MagnaGuard weren't very impressed with that, so they're going to try and get up the field as quickly as possible. Hopefully get in there before they take shots and see if they can actually exact some revenge on those ARC troopers or just react to when Anakin pops out. ARC troopers utilising their jetpacks to get on top of that building, but oh no, they have got within standby range of that B1 unit, so they are going to be taking some shots. It's going to be a tough one. They've got hard cover up there due to the edge of the building, so we'll see if those B1s can get a few down and weather the retaliating storm. Not a bad roll there at all from the droids. They get 2 crits and a hit from all of those shots. Obviously, the hardcover will get rid of that hit. So it's just 2 red dice for the ARC troopers to make. And it's a blank and a block. So 1 ARC trooper does actually go down from that standby fire there. So that is actually going to be quite helpful, reducing the number of shots coming back in from the ARC troopers. Now it's time for those ARC troopers to shoot back into the droids. Oof, only 1 hit and 1 surge there. That is not a good result at all. Luckily, they've got a couple of aim tokens there. With the targeting scope, they're re-rolling 3 dice. 1 more hit there, not too bad. Going to use a surge to convert. Final aim. No more hits. And with cover, that's reduced down to 2 hits there. Two white in response, and that's a blank out. 2 droids turned to scrap. So those droids are getting picked off pretty quickly. Now, Droidekas, unfortunately, they are off camera, but they're going into wheel mode to reposition on that flank and get in around, see if they can do some damage on that LA-AT and the ARC troopers later on. Second unit of Phase 2 troopers now moving up and going defensive with a dodge token. There's a big block of clones coming in from the left-hand side there from Fraser. Now it's the last activation for me, and it's the B1s flanking alongside the Droidekas. Fortunately for me, they are able to get a shot off against the Phase 1s. Two hits and a crit from the B1s, no cover, so 3 red dice in response. And that is 2 more clone troopers down there. Not a bad showing from those B1s. And at the end of turn 1, Fraser has taken out 8 B1s in total, while I've eliminated 1 ARC Trooper and 3 Phase 1s. Turn 2 coming up, and we'll be able to engage at range 3. Right, going into turn 2 here, and with the command card phase. Both dropping 2 pip command cards. We've got Unrelenting Assault for me, allowing me to issue orders to 2 core units. And you underestimate my power for Fraser, so an order token just for Anakin. Plus he does gain Mastery of the Force 1 and Surge to crit. So that could be quite helpful if he does get himself into combat. Now I'm popping some order tokens on the B1s and coordinating to the MagnaGuard this turn. Roll off for first player, and it goes to Fraser this round. Now, the injured Phase 1s claim that objective and beat a hasty retreat. Not a bad choice, to be fair. If they can stay out of trouble, that is an easy point at the end of the game for him. Now, with that order token down, it's time for the MagnaGuard to get up close and personal with those ARC Troopers. Double move forward, followed by their charge ability. That's going to be a good amount of dice going into those ARCs, and there's only 2 of them left, so anticipate them getting chopped right up unless it goes horribly wrong for me. So it's going to be 6 black dice and 2 red dice for the MagnaGuard with the Electro-whip in there. And that is a really good roll. It's 6 hits and a crit. That is a great result. Those arcs will be hard pushed to survive this. Nice close-up there. Plenty of red dice for Fraser, so she's expecting a couple of blocks in there. What a response there from the ARC troopers. That's actually 5 blocks and a surge there. It's not enough to keep them alive, but that is a really good roll. So MagnaGuards are now right up there in Fraser's face and have taken out those arcs. Going to be interesting to see how he responds to that aggressive play there. Next up is the LAAT, and it's going to strafe across towards those MagnaGuard, looking to possibly set up an easier charge for Annihilator in the game. Maybe going to take some pot shots at the Magnus, soften them up a bit. No, taking a dodge. Going to keep it defensive there. Not a bad choice. There are 2 units on that flank ready to take some shots at the LAAT. And here comes one of them, the flanking B1 droids. Now they do have an order token, so they do get to choose what it is they do. They don't have to do their AI attack. And they're actually going to move and claim on that objective. They're in a really good position to hold that. The LAAT and the Phase 1s have already activated, so nothing's going to shoot them. And they're far enough away from the Phase 2s that they should be okay. There we go, just adjusting the camera so we can actually see a little bit there on the corner. Again, first time we've recorded, new variation of setting up for us compared to our standard X-Wing games, so we will obviously try and make sure that we make improvements as we go along. Now the remaining ARC Trooper unit is up next, and they're dead centre of the board, going to move away there towards the lone B1 unit. I actually think that's a good choice. The AAT there is in a very good position and could take them out really easily, and Fraser wants to keep those ARC troopers alive as long as possible. They are going to be really key for him. Now they get their tactical 1 aim as well with the Titan scope, means they do get to reroll up to 3 dice in the attack phase, and they're going to go into that unit B1s in the trees there. Oh, that is an unfortunate roll there. Looks like those ARC troopers forgot to calibrate their sights. That's just 1 surge. Good job that Fraser has that aim token there and manages to aim that up to 2 hits against the droids, and borrowing a surge there to turn that up to 3 hits. Now, because of the position of droids, no cover there, so that is actually 3 B1s down from that. So, not a terrible result there for Fraser. He probably hoping to take out a few more, but that is a suppression there on the B1s. And I'm going to activate them right back. Probably a good shout, otherwise they would be dead quite quickly. Don't get rid of the suppression, unfortunately. But with the AI attack, going to go straight back into those ARC troopers, see if they can have as much luck as the previous units did against the ARC Troopers. They seem to be a softish target at the moment, which is not what you'd expect for ARC Troopers. That's not too bad. 2 hits there. Unfortunately, no ability to surge or aim, but 2 hits. And that is a blank and a block. Another ARC Trooper down. That's 6 ARC Troopers taken out by B1s in 2 rounds. That's a pretty good result if you ask me. And then taking a dodge just to see if can keep a few of those alive for later. Obviously there was the potential for that second action to claim the objective, but knowing that there are 2 units of Phase 2s and Captain Rex is moving up, yeah, going for that dodge to see if we can get a bit of survivability is going to be a good option. Fraser just figure out exactly what he wants to do with Rex. He wants to try to get him into a good position so that he's not out in the open, but can still get guns on target. Line of sight onto that B1 unit by Grievous is not there, so it's only the 1 unit he can go into. But hit crit with the aim, 2 hits and a crit, blocking, taking 1 away with the dodge. And it's a surge and a blank, so 2 more B1s go down. Those white dice are brutal. Now going with the solo B1 droid there. It's going to be a tough game for him now, all on his own. Obviously, he has no order token to start with, so he's going to have to do AI attack first. And the choice really is the LA-80 or the Phase 1s, but I don't. Looks like going for the LA-80. Needs a crit to actually be able to manage it, and it's a blank, so worth a pot shot, but nothing going. Bringing him back towards the objective and seeing if we can get him out of line of sight. Fraser's drawn another core from his order pool, just debating which one of his Phase 2s to go with. And it looks like the Phase 2 unit with the medic is going to be up next. Going to take a shot at the B1, see if he can get rid of them. Oh, that's pretty good. 4 hits in there. Suppression means nothing, no cover. And there's a block in there, but unfortunately there's also 2 blanks and a surge. That is a full unit of B1 Battle Droids down. I mean, they took out an ARC Trooper, so they did a fair amount there for droids. They're pretty cheap, so can't really complain on that. And again, just taking a defensive dodge there with those Phase 2s. Now it's time for the big boy. The AAT is up. He actually has a bit of space in front of him to move up there now. And with that forward arc, he can pretty much go. Basically, the LA-80 is the only thing you can see due to the limited visibility range 3 condition here. But it's going to be the armor-piercing shells and the regular shot with Arsenal 2, and that is incredible. So we've got 5 crits going in there. and 2 hits. The hits will be negated by cover. So it's going to be 5 white dice. Five white dice that LA-AT is going to have to roll there to not take an absolute pasting, to be honest. We've seen those white dice be incredibly horrendous for the droid, so it wouldn't be the same for the LA-AT. Oh, not bad. We've got a block and a surge, and the LA-AT does have surge to block, so that's just 3 crits going through, the 3 damage on the LA-AT. Not quite getting it to the damage state of 6, but still a good start there from the AAT. That second unit of Phase 2s are activating now, and just following along with the rest of the clones to go around the corner. Again, using that building as cover from the LA-AT. If it goes in against the unit, it is going to do some serious damage. Also hiding from Grievous a bit there as well, which again I don't think is a bad option. And bringing back one of those ARC troopers with the medic. Undoing all the hard work there of the B1s. General Grievous to activate now. Not really many opportune targets, but knowing that Anakin is in the LA-AT, moving up to see if we can put some her on there. Now, I did forget about Grievous's relentless ability. Again, only my 4th game of Legion, first one of this size and recording, so it is really easy to forget some of those triggers. Fraser was doing his best to help me to remember some of them, which was quite nice of him. He's obviously a more seasoned player. But yeah, I missed Relentless a couple of times, unfortunately. But going to go into the LA-AT anyway with the pistol. And surging to crit. So the hits blocked by the armor. So just 1. And with Pierce, that will ignore as well. So yes, 1 damage on the LA-AT. So pretty effective there. Anakin still on the LA-AT and not getting out this turn. So waiting a little bit longer, which is interesting. Those Droidekas now activating AI attack moves, so they're going to attack first. And they do pump a lot of shots out, so looking to get a few crits in there would be really helpful. Just the 1 crit in there. Not terrible, to be honest. So all of those hits will be negated by the armor. So again, just 1 white dice to be had. The suppressive ability, unfortunately, won't come into effect with the Droidekas because you can't suppress a vehicle. But that is a blank out, so there's another damage on the LA-AT. So that's 5 damage into the LA-AT this turn. It would be nice if I could get a few more shots in there, see if I can take that LA-AT down and actually take Anakin off the board before he even gets a chance to activate. That would be really good. And with that being all of Fraser's units activated now, it is my final unit of B1 Battle Droids. Now they have an order token, but just checking the range there. Getting an aim. They do have the surge from Grievous. Now, phase 2s with the standby can just see them, so they are going to take a pot shot there. 2 hits and a crit, that's pretty good. They can only actually see 1 model though, so there's only 1 B1 Battle Droid that goes down, so that's quite fortunate there, because that was a really good roll and a terrible defense roll on my part. But those remaining troopers are going to shoot into the LA-80. They've got their aim token, looking for crits here. And no crits yet, but going to use the aim to re-roll. 1 crit on the white, so armor will negate those hits. 1 crit going through. Can we get him down? 1 more, and then he will be damaged, reducing his potential. And it is a blank, so that LA-80 is now down to 2 wounds left. So end of turn 2, we see the whole unit of B1 Battle Droids wiped out, the ARC Troopers taken out as well, and a lot of health taken off of that LA-80. So let's see what round 3 brings for both players. Heading into turn 3 now, clear visibility so we can shoot at full range. Command cards going up, we have AI coordination, and this is where the fun begins. Both 1 pips. So another roll off for priority there. AI coordination allowing me to put an order on either a heavy or support unit. So go for the AAT, using the OOM-Droid to do the coordination onto those 2 B1s. And Fraser putting another order onto Anakin. Highly expect to see him dropping out this turn and really going for it. Just putting those tokens down across the board for all of the troops. Now going to activate with the AAT first. Now again, I missed a little bit of a trigger here. I had the standby, so I could have potentially got more shots out of the AAT, but you know what, 4th game, and I was super excited to shoot that lap with 3 hits and a crit. So not a bad start there at all. Using Barrage, so double tapping into the LA-80 there, seeing if I can get those last 3 hit points down. The armor obviously getting rid of the... Well, the cover get rid of some of those hits, converting up to 2 crits, so this is going to be big. Oh, it's a block and a surge, and the LA-80 has surged to block, so no damage there. But it's okay, I get to do it all over again. And there we go, 2 more crits. So surge to crit there with the big gun for the AAT. And this time we do sneak a damage in onto that LA-80. So it is damaged. It does need to roll a white dice every turn now to see if it can actually get 2 actions. So limiting what it can do. And now Anakin is jumping out of the LA-80. And I think there's only really 1 place for Anakin to go. And that is to run headfirst straight into a unit of MagnaGuard. A lot of tokens there for Anakin. He's got dodges, he's got surges. He's stacked really well. He's hoping to see if he can take out probably 2, maybe 3 MagnaGuard with Force Choke there if he gets a perfect roll. But the MagnaGuard have good defense. They are rolling red dice on defense, so they could do okay. And with that first dice roll, it is 4 hits and a blank. Not bad at all. Again, it's going to be 4 red dice back in defense. Do have a dodge there, so probably just going to spend that because whilst we're in engagement range, nothing else can shoot. So use that dodge while I have it. It's going to reduce it down to 3 red dice that I need to roll. Oh, surge and a blank out. So that is 1 MagnaGuard down, 1 wounded as well. That is not ideal, to be honest. And there's the Force Choke to get rid of the other one. So left with the unit commander and the Electro-whip MagnaGuard to trigger that immobilize. Tenacity is now active though for the MagnaGuard, so they will be rolling an additional red dice, so that is actually going to be helpful for me in a later turn. So pulling from the order pool, hoping to get this MagnaGuard, but got the Droidekas instead. So they obviously have to attack first, so the LA-AT doesn't have anything in it, but may as well go into it. Just 2 hits, that's going to be blocked by the armor. Real shame that you're not able to get an aim token on there unless you put an order on there, but I think it was more important to order the AAT. Now obviously with this mission, you're going to gain 1 point at the end of the game for each objective you claim. There are 5 on the board, 2 have been claimed at this point. If at the end we both have the same amount of objective points, then it will come down to units killed, and at the moment it is even between myself and Fraser with 1 unit apiece. We both have a unit that is very much hurting. I've got a unit of B1s with 1 left, and the LAAT is very low on health. Strafing across to get a clear line of sight onto the AAT, using Arsenal 2 and using the armor-piercing shells as well. Difference is I'm obviously rolling red dice for defense, not white. Oh, not too bad. 2 crits in there, a couple of surges, and some hits. So the hits will be negated overall by the armor, but surging up, so I've got 5 to roll. Nice, so 4 blocks there and 1 blank, 1 damage on the AAT, showing why this is much cooler than the LAAT. I mean, I joke, the LAAT actually does look really cool, and I kind of want one. It's a huge model. One thing that did surprise me with Legion is the size of the vehicle models. And I know they are true scale, but they are just absolutely ginormous, and I love that. B1 droid's going to take a shot at those phase 1s, see if we can get rid of them. There's only 3 left there. That's a hit and a crit. No cover, because I can clearly see their base. Just double checking that, so no cover there, no suppression, so 2 to roll. Double block. That's frustrating. I was hoping to get rid of those phase 1s. And now my phase 1s are going to move back, get into cover, and keep hold of that objective. And hopefully score me points at the end of the game. Phase 1's rolling for suppression. They do not get rid of it. Only 1 action. Again, doing similar to the B1s. They're just getting out of dodge there. Don't quite make it fully into that cover, unfortunately, so now it's a choice of which unit of B1s I go for here. And it's going to be the solitary one, just doing a move and claim. Think, you never know, might be okay. Might be able to get away with that one. ARC Troopers feeling like they have an advantage and that's safe there, jumping back up onto that rooftop now that the AAT has fired. Feeling confident. Gonna take a shot into the B1s. The solitary B1, just a surge. Those ARC Troopers really can't shoot at the moment. They are not doing well at all. And with the aim, it's just 1 crit. Not blocked, so actually they went into the big unit. Surprising, I think I would have... I suppose the solitary one has already activated, so it's not going to do anything, so reduce the number of shots coming back in. But they are going to retaliate. Do not get rid of the suppression, but droids, we do not care. These 2 units seem to have a bit of a grudge match there, but with the order token, sticking an aim on there. Good job for that aim. That was a terrible roll. Just a crit. And it still ends up with just 1 crit from the B1s. And it's blocked. They might not be able to shoot very well, but they can dodge successfully. Time for Rex to come in and have a go. The Rex has Gunslinger, so it does mean he can actually shoot at 2 units. Ideally placed there, he could do some serious damage. First shot coming in, 2 hits. Surging to a crit there. And that is 3 down in the big unit. Now, another missed trigger here, and I believe this might have been, in the heat of the moment, with just everything going on, my fault. I missed which unit was actually being shot at for the second shot. It should be the solitary B1 with the objective, but I pulled the wrong one, so again, misplay there. So in theory I shouldn't have an objective at this point, but I'll hold my hands up. I'm new, I'm a novice at Legion, so MagnaGuard activating now. They have to dodge or move, so I'm not getting out of combat with Anakin. I really want to hit him in the face with my stick. Not great there, but surging up, so 3 hits going in to Skywalker. Anakin has plenty of dodges there, so if he spends one of those, he will get surge to block as well. Question is, does he spend both of them to get rid of 2? Or does he hold 1 in anticipation of, just using 1 dodge, knowing that Grievous is right there and likely to want to run straight at him? Ooh, 1 wound on Anakin. Accidental sneak preview of later. I think we all knew that was where Grievous was going to go. There is an immobilize on Anakin as well now, so if he does decide to move, he is at 1 speed lower. Phase 2 is activating now. Can't quite get line of sight onto that droid. So I'm going to move up in support of Rex for later. That flank move there from those phase 2s has worked really well. Taking out that B1 unit, they've got complete control of that side of the board. They can go grab that objective whenever they want. Grievous activating now. Double move straight into Anakin. Straight into the attack. Now going with the dual lightsabers. I was having a bit of a conversation with Fraser as to what the best option was, because you could obviously use the blaster and a lightsaber or dual lightsabers. And I had to visualize it with the dice, sort of like, yep, more reds, less white, please. Oh, that's not bad at all. 4 hits and a crit going through. Again, Anakin did save one of those dodges. Yep, there's the dodge spend, so 4 dice for Anakin to roll. And doing a damage onto Grievous as well with his Mastery of the Force. I'm going to spend the other dodge. Doesn't trigger the damage a second time. Oh, there's definitely... So, 2 blocks, 1 more wound onto Anakin, so that's 2 in total for this round. And then the final activation before the end of the round is the second phase 2 unit, which we nearly missed. And they're going to move up in support of the other phase 2 unit, but a roundup of turn 3 there. So I have lost another unit of B1 Battle Droids. The LAAT has taken a pounding. Anakin has suffered a couple of wounds. The MagnaGuard have been chopped up a little bit. And the AAT has taken 1 hit. So it's finally poised now for a good showdown between Anakin, Grievous, and the MagnaGuard, and a standoff between the two vehicles. So we will see how things go in turn 4. Heading into turn 4 now, command cards flipping, another pip match, 3 apiece. I've gone with Crush Them, and Fraser's gone with We're Not Programmed. Rolling off for this, Fraser does get the priority. I've decided to put an order token on Grievous, the AAT, and the MagnaGuard, using the AAT to coordinate with the OOM there. And Fraser has gone with Captain Rex, both Phase 2s and the Phase 1s. So not many cards left in the pool. We've basically got the LAAT and Anakin for Fraser, and myself, it's the Droidekas. And that's it. So we get to pretty much choose who goes in what order. So, ARC Troopers going first for Fraser here. Quite possibly looking to go and support Anakin. He's got a fair bit of work to do there with Grievous, the MagnaGuards, and the Droidekas around there as well. Looks like they are trying to get into a good position to flank round behind and respond to those Droidekas. We also have those B1s behind that building on the right there as well, so covering a lot of board space there. The lower half is very well covered by 2 Phase 2 units in Captain Rex, so a good choice of move there, I feel. Plenty of tokens there. Electing to activate Grievous first. Want to see if we can do some good damage into Anakin, possibly take him out before he even activates and causes any issues there. Now Grievous does have Tenacity, so that will be triggered on there. Taking an aim token to really hopefully get as much in there as possible. Now, I do also get to Surge to crit with Grievous because he does have the Jedi Hunter ability. And that is currently 4 hits, a crit and a Surge. So Surge that up to a crit, so 6 total successes, using a dodge, causing damage onto Grievous there. So it's 3 hits and 2 crits for Fraser to respond to. Anakin could go down here if he rolls really badly. But he doesn't. 4 blocks and a blank, so only the 1 wound onto Anakin there. Honestly hoping for a better there from Grievous, but Anakin is a tough customer to take on, so. And it is Skywalker himself to activate next. Does he go into Grievous, or does he try and finish off those MagnaGuards? Again, Grievous is activated, so it is going to be the MagnaGuards that Fraser goes into. Probably the right choice. See if he can wipe that unit out, and then he's basically free and clear for the rest of the turn. That is a really good roll there with the aim, using the dodge for the MagnaGuards to get rid of one of those. So that's just 4 results I need to react to. And that's 4 blocks. That's how you say no thank you, Mr. Skywalker there. But Anakin, in a fit of rage, does force choke the Electro-whip MagnaGuard down, so does actually do something in there, but not quite as much as he was probably hoping for. So Anakin is down to 2 wounds left there. So probably hoping to have got rid of the MagnaGuard so that they would not get the opportunity to fight again. But it's the AAT up next. Going into those Phase 1 troopers at the back, going to see if we can wipe that unit and get rid of that objective that they have claimed there. Looking at the late game scoring. Really tough option. Obviously, I've got 1 blank there, so do I want to spend the aim? Looks like we're surged up, so it's actually 3 hits and a crit. No cover there, so going to have to react to all of those. Another really good defensive roll. 3 blocks, 1 phase trooper going down, getting the suppression, doing barrage, so getting to double attack, spending the aim, 3 hits and a crit, 1 goes away for the suppression. Really good lot of shooting there from the AAT. Oh, and that's a blank out. That is the entire unit of phase 1 troopers down. So that's actually really good. Heading towards the late game of points destruction. LAAT activated now to respond. Still only gets 1 action though because it is damaged. And is going to just fire some shots at the AAT and see if he can put some more damage into there. Not a bad option. Can't really see much else other than the Droidekas, but 3 hits negated by the armor, so unfortunate. Lone B1 droid activating now and running away. Trying to get as far away and out of line of sight of all of those clones coming around the corner there. I think that's the right option. He's just going to want to get out of there. And Fraser looking at end game here to move up to that objective to capture it next turn. Droidekas activated now. Got 2 targets, the ARCs or the AAT, depends on what they want to take out. They are going for the ARCs. Don't have to worry about only getting crits here, so that's always quite handy. Oh, that's a pretty good roll. 3 crits and a hit. They do have cover, so one of those hits is going to go away. No option to surge, unfortunately. And that is 2 surges and a blank. Spending Anakin's surges there to save those archers. So only 1 going down, and then the Droideka is just taking a dodge. They're in a really good position for later. Other unit of phase 2 troopers moving up there. They do look really nice, those models in the 501st colours. Fraser's done a fairly good job with painting those, actually. They look really nice on the board. And interestingly, both of our base work on them actually fits in with the map that we were using, which doesn't always happen. Now the MagnaGuard, hoping to cause some damage into Anakin there. They do have an order token, so this time he can take that aim token. Tenacity, obviously, in effect. And that is a hit and 2 crits with the aim token. Anakin at this point doesn't have any dodges either, so it's all going to have to be on the natural dice. But he does have Surge to block, which means he is... No, he doesn't have Surge to block. He hasn't used a dodge, so it's 2 wounds on Anakin there. Putting him to 5 wounds with 1 wound remaining. Anakin is pretty much on his last legs. Now with this game we did only do 5 turns as we were getting close to 3 hours in playing this. Obviously myself being a newer player, it's not as back and forth as you would expect. Hoping to get there at some point, play some more games and get a bit more used to how it works. But the phase 2s are split firing. The mortar is going to see if it can take out that lone B1, and the rest are going to take a standby shot at the Droidekas at the top. So just a hit, cover will block that. And the rest going in at the top, not great. Just the 1 hit. Again, got the dodge, so ignoring that. Rex just moving himself into cover with that objective. Doesn't want to take a full face shot from the AAT there, and I do not blame him. B1 droids there at the top, they're actually just moving back out to get a shot. Nothing else can see them from that angle, but they're going to see if they can either pop a shot at the ARCs or the LAAT. They're both very low on hit points, so either one would be a good result. The ARCs do have 2 suppressions, so they will get rid of 1 hit, so it is going into the ARC troopers. Probably still the better option at this range with those without an aim due to the armor that the LAAT would have. You have to get those crits in, otherwise it's not going to do anything. And they've got a surge token, so it is 2 hits, but cover and suppression gets rid of that. So a lot of dice and a lot of nothing in the end there. But they are up to 3 suppression now, so that is getting pretty dangerous for them. And it's time for turn 5, which is going to be our final turn. Command cards. I have pulled the 1-pip ambush, and Fraser's gone for the 2-pip take that clankers. So just double checking the ranges of there. So I get to do 1 unit, and Fraser gets to do 2. So I have done the AAT using that OOM-Droid to get the B1 Battle Droid as well. I really just want to get that out of the way. And it's a unit of phase 2s and Captain Rex for Fraser there. Now, interestingly, Anakin's order is still in the pool, and so is Grievous and the MagnaGuard, so it's going to be very important as to which one of those gets pulled first, in the hope of removing a unit there. But going for moving that B1 round the corner, it is off screen now, but it is hidden behind that building, so that is basically an objective secured for me, as it's going to be almost impossible for Fraser to actually be able to see there. And still just 1 action for the LAAT. Just going for the big vehicle slugfest there. 3 hits, ignored by the armor, so nothing to worry about there. Actually, sorry, my bad, armor piercing shells, so do get to convert to crits. So 2 damage on the AAT there. I think that's 3 damage in total that the AAT has taken there, so it's really weathered that storm, and it's done a lot of work as well, taking out those phase 1s in the last round and causing a lot of damage onto the LAAT. And the AAT is coming back in response now. The armor-piercing shells have been reloaded. Oh, we're actually going for a barrage into the phase 2s. Interesting. So 2 hits and a crit there. Remembering the surge tokens that those phase 2s actually get at the start of the round. 3 blocks, wow. They have really just taken that tank shell to the face there and just laughed it off. But that's 4 hits, 1 being discarded for the suppression. Not bad. Only 1 phase 2 trooper down from a double blast from the AAT. That is genuinely incredibly impressive there. Does have 2 suppression on there, so hopefully can stop that unit from getting multiple actions. The ARC troopers going round to do their best to try and get that objective, but they only get 1 action, so they're not going to be able to do it. So it's just a move action for the ARC troopers to get away, hopefully to not die before the end of the game and give up points if we are tied on objectives. And the MagnaGuard get pulled before Anakin from the order pool. Can the MagnaGuard, who has done so much work, take out Anakin? He's got an aim. 3 hits there. No dodges to speak of. One dodge, 2 blanks. That is Anakin Skywalker down to the MagnaGuard. They have really earned their points and some this round, taking out that unit of ARC troopers and Anakin Skywalker with assistance from Grievous, but that is absolutely incredible there. Anakin is worth so many points as well. And it now frees up Grievous to be able to move off and take some shots at something else. Now, Fraser did mention he kind of regrets actually having Rex have an order, as it would have meant 2 commander tokens in the order pool and giving more chance of actually activating Anakin earlier, but that is sometimes how it goes. Moving Rex up to see if he can get a shot up towards Grievous or the MagnaGuard there, because he doesn't have the best range. Taking a standby to react if Grievous does decide to try and get down. Now it's time for Grievous to activate, and he suddenly has nothing to do, so you can obviously move away from those troopers. Doesn't want to get within standby range. He's not going to be able to make it to actually get into attack, so makes sense for him just to move around with an aim and see if he can wipe out those ARC troopers once and for all. Not a great roll, plenty of surges there, but that's not what we want to see. So again, just figuring it out with Fraser. Again, still very new, just trying to understand exactly what everything can do. Obviously, the DT7 does have surge to crit. I'm going to re-roll those blacks. And it is still all surges there. So I only have the one surge, so I'm going to surge that up to a crit, see if we can get one down. Can't be blocked due to the suppression, but they block it anyway on the dice. And they have impervious as well, so gives them an additional dice against pierce. Now phase 2's at the back, they're just going to move and claim that objective. Nice and simple. Like I said, we're getting right to the end of the game here. B1 droids up the top there. They know that they are safe. Nothing is going to be able to shoot them, so they're just going to come round and unload some shots for fun. Do we go for the LAAT, see if we can finish it off? Yes, we do. So need crits here, otherwise the armor is going to completely ignore it. The LAAT is a good chunk of points from Fraser's list. And there we go, we get the solitary crit that we need. Looking for blank outs here. And there it is, the LAAT goes down. He has taken an absolute pounding from so many different angles there. Finally taking it down, that does feel really good, I'm not gonna lie. Phase 2 is trying to see if they can get rid of any of their suppression, but nope, it all stays. So just going to take a long range attack on that lone MagnaGuard, see if they can finish him off. Maybe his batteries are low after the fight with Anakin there. Not bad. 3 hits in there. So that's a fair amount of hits. Getting rid of one for the dodge. And block and miss. So just 1 hit on the MagnaGuard there. I believe the Droidekas might, in fact, be the last unit to activate now. And just going to go straight into those ARC troopers. Can they finish them off? 2 crits and a hit. Hit going away for the suppression. One rolling all the way through the building, so 1 left there on the ARC troopers, and a lot of suppression. That would be a very panicked ARC trooper next turn, but that is game there, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a very interesting one for me, biggest game I've done, but in the end, both myself and Fraser had 2 objectives apiece, so it came down to points scored. And unfortunately for Fraser, he'd only managed to take out 2 units of B1 droids, who are very, very cheap. Whereas I'd taken out the LAAT, Anakin, the phase 1s, and a whole unit of ARC troopers. So victory for myself there. Beginner's luck, most probably. But a very good game. So thank you very much to Fraser for joining me for that and taking me through a large game. We are looking to get more Legion games on the channel in the future soon, guys, so let us know what you think. Let us know what you liked about the video and what we could work on. We'd always appreciate your feedback. But in the meantime, guys, don't forget, please do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.